Welcome back to the Crypto Show's Digital Cash Evolution, sponsored by Dash.org, which is a local Phoenix cryptocurrency company that is a fork of Bitcoin. You should find out more about that, support your local businesses, and check out Dash.org. And Dash has also given us some cryptocurrencies to give away to people. So if you show up tonight at the Classic Crust Pizza, then we can get you some Dash. And I always recommend the Edge wallet because you can use multiple currencies with that, including Dash. And it's pretty simple to operate. So, Doug, tell us what we got in store for us out there tonight. I mean, do you have training classes or
Tonight's
what's it going to be?
Tonight's just going to be an informal. If you want to come by, a couple of us hanging out, just talking crypto. We do, like you said, the classes a couple times a month here and there. It's a little more formal setting, but today you're certainly welcome to come on down. And most Wednesdays we go down there and just talk crypto, and we can get your questions answered.
Come hang out, have a beer, learn about crypto.
Yeah, pay your tab in crypto. They accept Bitcoin and a bunch of other cryptos there.
Yeah, and that's where you really get it when you're there at the store and you have a point of sale right there at the store that takes multiple cryptocurrencies, and you just waddle right up to the register, get your beer, pull your phone out, and you send your money right directly to that register.
And that's initiation.
There's no guy in the middle. There's no middleman.
And there's no 3 to 5 days. Yeah,
you don't have to ask anybody for permission to spend your money. Whenever I check out at grocery stores and such these days, if I'm using a traditional credit card, I always wait for that approval thing. Yeah. I always tell the teller, "Oh, the bank said it was okay." It's my mantra now.
Yeah, right. Exactly. I have to ask permission to use my own money, and what does that really mean?
Every single time, but not anymore with cryptocurrency.
Yeah, it's a magical feeling. It's just like handing over cash. But over the internet.
Yes. So,
go ahead.
Yeah. I don't know if you wanted to talk more about the some of the peer-to-peer nature, or if you got something.
Well, yeah. Let's talk about the peer-to-peer. What that actually means. About. I mean, think about the last time you went to the bank and had to open a bank account. I know you have to open them quite often, Doug, because they keep shutting yours down. But
yeah,
how many now?
That's a whole segment on its own. Yeah.
Are they still doing fecal samples when you go to open a banking account? I mean,
yeah.
What's this? You have to give like the toenail clippings of your firstborn child, fecal samples, all kinds of junk just to open a bank account. Who did you have to ask to open a crypto account?
Oh, nobody, zero.
Nobody.
And in fact, I don't even provide an email when you set up a Bitcoin wallet. That's the part where people are. I think you install it, you download it, and you're like, okay, you think you're creating an account, and that phrase doesn't really apply for Bitcoin. You're not really creating an account per se. You're unlocking your ability to transfer money, value, cryptocurrency. But you're not gonna provide a name. You're not gonna need to provide an email address, any identifying information, and boom, you've just opened up an entire world of banking and finances without the intrusion of needing to give all of these things you're saying, identity and.
So here's my question to you: when do you see this being mainstream completely? When are we going to hit that tipping point?
More than 1 year and less than 80. It is so difficult to predict this kind of this growth pattern and the adoption. It's happening slowly. We know there's more places that accept it today than last year at this time, and so on. But
what do you think, Danny?
But there are some metrics we can look at. I've been in the software development industry for a couple of decades, and Bitcoin is software at its core, and adoption curves because it's pseudonymous, it's really hard to know how many individuals are actually signing up, but we can make some guesstimates, and based on the adoption rate that we have right now, and some many estimates, I think we're looking at between 1% and 3% of the globe right now is currently engaged, and that means we have a lot more space to double many times before we get a clear adoption rate. And my guess my educated guess, based on looking at previous adoption curves of various other technologies like that came on, like the refrigerator and the car and other like economically fundamentally changing kinds of technologies, I think we're looking at like a 5 to 10 year range before we get somewhere between 60 and 80% adoption. That is, people on the planet using cryptocurrencies on a fairly regular basis. That's my current estimate, and I'm pretty confident. The more I look at the numbers, the more I'm pretty solid in the 5 to 10 year range. We'll be at the 60 to 80% mark. Keep in mind, the iPhone was only invented. It only came out about 10 years ago. It just had its 10-year anniversary not too long ago. And that completely changed everything. Everybody with a mobile phone, a smartphone in their pocket. But the iPhone still only has, I think, 3 to 5% market penetration, and Android's in the 30 to 40% range. So,
Smartphone, don't you mean a Swiss bank account?
right. By comparison.
Yeah, there you go. I mean, piss off a liberal, put a Swiss bank account in your pocket.
Right. And it's even better than Swiss because nobody has to know who you are. You don't have to physically show up. You don't have to give them anything to get that account. Now, I always say for anybody who's setting up a cryptocurrency wallet, the most important thing that I think people are going to need to learn is to protect your private key. That's the number one thing that you need to learn about is your private key and protecting that private key for most of the valuable cryptocurrencies.
Hey, Doug, walk us through when you meet new users at your classes or at the ATMs. How do you go about setting them up with the wallet?
What we do is what I've done is on the back of my business card, I have space for you to write down the information for your private key. And then I actually carry around a laminator in my car and laminating pouches, and we'll pull it out and we'll say, all right, here, we're going to set up your wallet, and before we do anything, let's get it secured. Let's get your backup safe. So I'll give them a moment to take the back of the card and write down the information for their private keys. They give them the laminating pouch, and then it's kind of like it's an engaging, active experience, and they can go over to the laminator and feed it through and pull it out, and now they've got this almost like a little card there they can put in somewhere safe. I'll give them 2 copies so that they can keep one at home, and then one that's I recommend a secondary location that's safe from fire, flood, whatnot, so then they've got that. Chuck, you're exactly right. That's like that's number one thing. The first thing I approach with them, and so we get there secured, and then we say, okay, now we move on to the fun stuff.
Fun little fact, we're actually getting ready to move into a metal wallet here for people. So when we do our presentations, they'll have an option of having a paper backup wallet on the card, or they'll have a metal backup wallet that we can actually print right there for them. So that's in the works. It's not here yet, but
yeah, that'll be awesome. Then it's fireproof, and I mean, there's a couple products out there that have something like that now. We're going to come out with something of our own that we'll tote around with us. Oh, and we looks like we lost Danny again, man. He's over there having fun in Denver.
Yeah, he is.
or was it Denver?
Wherever it is.
So, I wanted to also talk about the idea that this is our permissionless. We don't have to ask permission to do this. Okay, so what is that? Other reasons why that's so important. Oh, we got Danny.
Hey, Danny.
Hey, man. I think we've been using Hardline. I think we're going to stick with Wi-Fi now.
Okay. All right, perfect.
But I think what I was trying to get at also, Doug, was like from the moment you tell somebody to go to the Play Store or the iOS, how long is it before they have a wallet on their phone and they're actually in the position to receive cryptocurrency?
Oh, and it's 30 seconds to a minute.
Minutes, yeah.
Minutes.
Yeah,
it's
1 minute.
Yep.
However long it takes to download the wallet, right?
Essentially.
Right. If your Wi-Fi is pretty strong, you might download the wallet in 30 seconds, and you're able to take the take a payment right then. It may take a little bit longer if you want to go ahead and set your password up at that point, but it's just that fast.
If you lose your wallet, the cash in that wallet is gone. If your physical wallet. If you lose your phone that has your crypto wallet, as long as you have that backup that we prepare for you, you can actually recover your digital cash. And so, I mean, that's one of the many things over physical cash that that Bitcoin has over cash.
Provided you secure
Yeah.
your phone too.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. What about like some of the advantages of shopping? Some of the things that are out there where you can actually save money. I mean, let's really get people interested in things like Purse.io.
Yeah,
saving
merchants-
20 to 40% at Amazon.
Yeah, if you go online, you'll find lots of merchants are incentivized to give you discounts because they want to accept cryptocurrency as well.